Howdy, folks! Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to my series of building and creating my favorite TV shows on The Sims, apparently. I'm Jackie. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We're already getting into it. I thought I would just start this right off the bat. Also, if you want to become a member, help support the channel, I do members-only videos and some other cool stuff. You get cool emojis, all that, so it would mean a lot. Hopefully you guys can't hear the... I don't know what's going on outside my home. There's like a trash pickup or mowing or something. I don't know. But anyways, today we are building the Rosebud Motel from Schitt's Creek. Hopefully that doesn't the intro was long enough. It shouldn't be. It's spelled Schitt for those of you who are saying I'm saying a bad word. I'm just kidding. But it's one of my favorite shows. It was one of those shows that my mom and I watched during COVID, like binge watched the whole series, and it truly became one of my like top 5 favorite shows. So I wanted to build the motel, especially with the new for rent pack, because they basically live here. It's not just a motel. They actually live in the motel, if you've seen the show. I don't think that's a spoiler. But so it's kind of like apartments. So it was really cool. This was really my first big build with the new update, because I've gone back to some builds that I made before the update and kind of like renovated them to be for rent properties, for like rental properties, but this was the first one I did that I built as a rental residential property. I think that's what they call them. So this was really interesting to kind of figure out and mess with all the new settings and stuff like that. The actual motel, which is actually real, it's in Canada, actually has 10 rooms. Obviously, that's really hard to do in The Sims, unless you get like a huge lot. Plus, with the for rent update, without using cheats, the maximum amount of like living quarters you can have is 6 on a property. So I just kept it with that because I didn't want it to be laggy or anything. And so this is kind of, as you can see, we have kind of the outside of the build done here, for the most part, like the structure and everything. And I wanted to get it as like authentic as possible. So I have like the little chairs and the vending machine and stuff like that. Comment down below. Let me know. Have you seen Schitt's Creek? It's like I said, it's one of my all-time favorite shows. I've cried, I've laughed, I've binged it multiple times. It's truly it's just a beautiful show, and it has some of my all-time favorite actors in it too. So, anyways, yeah, so this is kind of the build here. I was debating on whether to do like CC and actually put Rosebud Motel, but I was like, you know what? I want to keep it authentic to Sims, and so I did it in Simlish. We end up putting the logo up top. So, it's in red. It looks kind of like it. As far as like different packs, I don't know. A lot of times I always go into these builds saying like, I'm just going to use like the new pack and like base game and one other. And then I end up like, when you're trying to replicate something like from a TV show or something like that, it's really, really hard to like narrow down packs. So I ended up using, there's probably like, I don't know, like 16 packs used on this. So I apologize, but there isn't any CC. So I will have it up on the gallery and you can go check it out. You can use it to play. I kind of want to make the Rose family in cast. So let me know if you'd like to see that. Maybe I do it as a members only video. So I did make the units, as you could see just a second ago, I labeled them all, and there's a weird bug in with the new pack right now, where like, so I named the location Rosebud Motel, but as far as like the units, like it should be like 1 Rosebud Motel, 2 Rosebud Motel, 3 Rosebud Motel. It won't do that right now, and I think they'll probably fix it. It's just like a glitch right now. Also, if you see the so these stairs go up to that top, that second floor, which is just like one little unit. And I can't remember exactly what that is in the show. I don't really know if they ever specifically say. I think it's just like a part of the office and everything. But what I did for it was I made it into Stevie's apartment, which if you know the show, you know Stevie is the one that runs like the front desk. She basically runs the Rosebud Motel. And her apartment is not here at the Rosebud Motel in the show, but I thought it would be fun to kind of pay homage to her and like recreate her apartment from the show, but upstairs in the little unit. So right now we're in the lobby, and like I said, I didn't use any CC, but I tried to match like paintings and stuff to the best of my abilities with what I had in The Sims. And then I remembered that, oh crap, there's a whole back office and everything. So I ended up cutting the room that's next to the lobby basically into like this little square room in half. So it's like the smallest unit. All of these units are livable. You'll see in a second, of course, I recreated the 2 rooms that are David and Alexis and Moira? Yeah, Moira. Moira and Johnny's room, which is the family. And I recreated those to like the best I could, exactly like from memory and from looking up pictures and from watching the show and everything, of course. And then the other rooms, you don't ever really see them too much in the show. So I kind of just went with it and went with my gut and kind of made them similar to the rooms in the to the Rose's rooms, but also just like added some different flavors to them, different character, so that they could be livable. But like I said, they're all livable. They all have, a bathroom, beds, like kitchen units. It's kind of like little kitchens. Some have stoves, some have microwaves. They're all a little different, but they are technically all livable. So we're still in the lobby right now. I tried to make this, like I said, when you're doing like these replica builds, it's so hard because like you want to find things that are so specific, right? And like it's really frustrating when you can't. Like I said, if I wasn't like wanting to upload it to the gallery, I would download so much CC, but it's like at the same time, it's like, do you want to download all that CC for one build and then it's like in your game? So that painting though, the weird metal painting, I've never used it in a build, but it actually matches perfectly to the lobby painting in that. So this is where I was like, oh crap, I need to put like their offices and all for the lobby, like their desks and like, where they do laundry and stuff like that. And like a little bathroom in the lobby too. So I was like, shoot. So the unit next to that is a square, but I made it work, baby. So yeah, this is like Stevie and Johnny's offices basically, and I put a little laundry section. I was gonna put like actual laundry, but I don't know how that works, because obviously all of this, the lobby and everything, is a shared space. So if you don't know, with the For Rent pack, they have shared spaces on locations where all of the tenants will like hang out and stuff like that. So I didn't know. I thought it would be cool to have like laundry, but I didn't know how that would work with the tenants, like if they would use it or if it wouldn't. So I ended up just putting like a section like you see at hotels and stuff where there's like towels and stuff. You'll see that in a little bit. But as you can see, I did put a few like little stains and cracks and stuff here, here and there on the carpets and all, because as much as it's like, yeah, the Roses live here and everything, they kind of like remodel it as the show goes, and they update it and make it a little better throughout the seasons. it's still a gross old motel. And that's kind of the whole point in the show. If you know the show, you know what I'm talking about. So like, you know, they go from being super rich and living in a mansion to living in this like dirty, gross motel. So I tried to make it nice, but like, you know, with hints of like, you know, fun stuff, which I personally, that's one of my favorite things to do in builds is make like gross stuff. I don't know why, but it's so much more fun and pleasing to me to add like cracks and stains and stuff than to like make a pristine home. I don't know why. I tried to put little Easter eggs, like you see the urn on the coffee table. That's from Stevie's aunt that passes away, and they have like the urn sitting there. I did put a water heater and electrical panel, which both came with the For Rent pack. I did use the ones, they have ones that are functioning and non-functioning. I did use the functioning ones because if you wanted to play this as like Stevie, as a landlord, then you would have to like fix those and stuff. I did have a little trouble getting the sizing down on these rooms because I wanted, like I said, I wanted the Rose family's rooms to be like exact, and theirs are the two on the end, kind of. They're kind of in the middle, but for the Sims build, they're the two on the end because we only have 6 units. And they have this, one of my favorite things about their rooms is they have this brick wall in both of the rooms where their beds sit. That's like painted like this turquoisey blue teal. And luckily in the Realms of Magic pack, I think is what this is from, they had that turquoisey blue painted brick, which I know it does have like the pillar on the gray on the side, but I was like, I'm just gonna ignore that. But yeah, as you can see, I did a white bed for Alexis, a black bed for David. I know David probably wouldn't have the pink pillowcase, but I wanted the same bed, just different sheets, to kind of show the personalities, because if you know the show, David only wears black and white. Like, that is it. So there's the bathroom. It also, I loved tying in the turquoise with the shower with like the turquoisey tile in it. And yeah, so I was trying to decide. At first, I put that unit on the far left as shared, and I was going to make it like a rec room. But then I just decided to make it a room. So also, the other thing I don't know really how For Rent works. And I'll have to figure it out more as I like play with For Rent, is how shared space works. Shared spaces work outside, because I think they have to be rooms to be considered shared spaces. So I don't know if it would be best when you're wanting like an outside space to be shared, to put like a fence around it or a roof over it and like delete it, like make it a room and then delete the walls so that you can like name it as a shared space. So I think I want to play around with that more, because I do end up making a shared space outside. But I don't know if, like I said, I couldn't label it shared space. So I don't know if like, you know, Sims that are the other tenants and all will like come out there and hang out. But anyways, we're now in Johnny and Moira's room. I tried to make them similar, just like one is a double, you know, one is 2 beds, one is a double bed. And of course we had to put Moira's vanity, and I wanted so bad, I wish there was a way, and maybe this is what I should have done CC with, but I wanted to put her wigs up, because that's one of my favorite things is all of her wigs all over the wall. I did end up putting like a little painting beside it. That's a really funny, like, it's one of my favorite paintings in The Sims. Like, I would hang it up here in my house if it was real. But I end up putting that painting up. I did try to use like similar furniture like you would see in a motel, like same counter, same chairs, stuff like that. I didn't give Moira and Johnny a oven. I gave them a microwave because these were the only 2 units that I made technically 1 unit, so that I could fit 6 without using cheats. So they have a connecting door, just like you have in a lot of hotels or motels, and it won't be locked. So both of these rooms are considered 1 unit, which you can do in the For Rent thing, which is really cool. You can even label certain rooms. Like if you didn't want a bathroom, like the bathroom back there, to not be part of it, you wouldn't have to. There's the painting that I was talking about. I love that painting. entertaining. And I think it's very Moira. I wish it came in like different varieties. Oh, I can't speak. Different varieties, because then it would kind of mimic, if I had a bunch around, kind of mimic her wigs. These are the bathrooms. Pretty standard bathrooms. I put a few stains, I think, on the floors of these. And I put mirrors right there, like a lot of motel rooms do, on like kitchenettes, to kind of, make the room feel a little bigger, even though it's not. Um, and I found some curtains that match pretty well. I wish you could put curtains. I wish they made specific curtains for doors in The Sims, honestly. I know that's like the weirdest, like most niche ask. But when you have doors like this that are like, they have a big window on them, and especially for like units like this, I think it would be cool to have like little blinds that you could put on the doors that would actually move with the doors. I don't know. That's probably too much to ask. But this is that little unit that I did. I remember there being one room. There's an episode where David and Stevie are cleaning a room, and I remember one had like a bright red wall. And so that's where I kind of took inspiration from on this tiny, tiny, tiny unit. It does have a bathroom that goes back, so I guess it's not fully a square. But this is all functional. I didn't actually playtest this room, but I did move a lot of things around. I kept turning move objects on and off to make sure that I wasn't putting anything where it wouldn't let things function. So it should be good. Again, bathroom, nothing too special. This bathroom does not have a tub even. It's just a walk-in shower. So hopefully that works. And I tried to put a little personality with each of these rooms, like who I might imagine living there or staying there. Like with this one, I put a lot of files around, like maybe they're on a business trip and they have like all these files and paperwork laying around. But I didn't put a whole lot of clutter, because what I noticed and what I've been seeing a lot of people talk about is that while building and also I put like the bills and letters on Stevie's desk, like they're piling up, because that kind of goes with the show. Here's the towels I was talking about too. Because this really reminds me of like a hotel where they have towels just, right in the back. You're like, I need towels, which is also a whole thing that happens in like the first episode. But anyway, I digress. What I've noticed a lot of people saying, and what I noticed myself, is that doing this many units, like especially if you do like 6, even though I hadn't even like decorated or even built in the other like 3 units, it really started to lag building. And even when you because there is a setting in this where you can hide the units that you aren't working on, so when you go into build mode, you can hide things so that it's not having to load in so many items. But even at this spot, where I hadn't done 3 rooms, it was getting very laggy. So, not horrible, but where I was like worried my game would crash or anything. But I just thought, I'm not going to put a whole lot of clutter in these other rooms, because there's no need to if I'm going to have like Sims that I'm not playing live there. And so that's just one kind of, I guess, not a tip, but just one kind of thing I noticed that you might notice when you're playing. I do think it's cool that you can hide them and unhide them. I did notice when I because I left and came back, so I saved and then I reloaded the game. If you're working on, like if you have a unit hidden and you're working on a different unit, like there was a spot on the back of this build where like I hadn't painted the wall or something, and because it was technically part of a different unit that I had hidden, I had to like open that unit up because it was part of the wall, even though it was like the back of the building, which I guess makes sense because that's like a shared wall. But anyway, these are some of the other units. I just kind of sped through these on the build to show you guys kind of what I did. And you'll see some more pictures of them when we switch over. And I took some nice little pictures of things. So we're moving on to Stevie's apartment, which I think might actually be my favorite unit. I think I may even like it better than the roses because I feel like I did a really good job with capturing her apartment in the show, even though it's not actually at the Rosebud Motel. Because she also has, there's a lot of turquoise going on in the show, which I'm like, is that symbolism for something? I don't know. But her walls are kind of this like blue green turquoise. And so and then her other walls are very much like that, with the baseboards and the wallpaper that matched really well to what I was looking at in pictures. So she has like kind of she has a very cramped apartment, and so it worked for this. And she also has that like old style fridge like that. So she has, when you walk in, she has this big shelf that kind of divides the kitchen from the rest of the apartment because it is like basically a studio. And so that's, which I guess all of these are studios, even though they're technically motel rooms. But anyway, so yeah, this is her apartment. I did put quite a bit of clutter in here just to, because she's a little bit messier, stuff like that. But this is, I honestly, this is my favorite unit. I would use this to play in. I think it's just really cute. And it, I don't know, it like is, even though it's like cramped and small, somehow it really works for me. Like I would live here if I needed to. But yeah, so she has like her bulletin board lamp, like you got a dresser in here. You have, I gave her an iPad, not a computer, because she has a computer downstairs where is right where she works. Also with this, I did end up making kind of, so the stairs go up. And as you can see, I didn't just let the stairs go up right into the unit, which I know you might think like, well, that took away space, but it actually works better because having that wall there and the door, it means that people can walk up the stairs as a shared space and then knock on her door, and that's considered the front door to this particular unit. So I think it works better than just having the stairs open because it would have to be like a shared space. It would be, yeah, it would be very weird. So yeah, that's pretty much Stevie's apartment. And I think I did just a couple things in the hallway here, like finishing out the floor and like a little light. And then we move on to the outside. Now on the outside here, this is what I was talking about, like the unit hidden wall. I did try to keep it as much like the show as possible, but I did take some liberties with some things. Like they do have a little area out here where they grill and have like picnic tables and lights, which is really cute, which is very much I tried to replicate as much for the show, but I did add some things from the new pack. Like as you can see over on the other side, I put like a little hopscotch pad for kids that might be living here and stuff like that, because that's part of the For Rent pack, which I haven't used yet, but I heard it was really cool. So yeah, and then I added some chairs, and which they do have the chairs and all in the show, and like a few plants and stuff like that. I did add a hot tub to the back, which I don't ever remember there being a hot tub in the show. And I also added some cars parked not very well. I just thought it kind of went with the vibe more. I could have made parking places, but I thought it was better if I didn't. That's Roland's truck is what I kind of based that off of. And then that's the Rose's car when they finally save up enough money to buy a shared car. So yeah, that's pretty much the build. I just added a few little knickknacks here and there, some clutter around here, some different grass to make it kind of look, because it's out in the country in Canada, and it's not super well kept as far as like the grounds and like the grass and stuff, and so I just wanted to make it feel as lived in as I could. And yeah, let me know if you watch Schitt's Creek. Let me know if I forgot anything, or what your favorite part of the build is. Coming up here in just a second, you will see I have some really good like pictures and stuff of the build, because I know with speed builds it's like really fast, and it's like I didn't see anything. So yeah, let me know what you think of this. If you'd like me to create the characters from Schitt's Creek in Cass, let me know. Also, what other shows would you like to see me try to recreate in The Sims? I have a few ideas that I'm currently working on, but I was just really excited to get this one out, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to give this video a like, a thumbs up, and stay tuned for those up close and personal shots of the build. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Like I said, stick around for it's coming up. It's coming up. It just give it just a few seconds. It'll be there. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.